Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, back with some more great league battles for you today. And in today's video, we are going to be featuring quite possibly the most famous team in all of the Go Battle League. That's right, we are taking a look at Caleb Peng's original Skarmory Double Grass line featuring Skarmory, Shiftry, and Meganium. With Season 4, there have been quite a few changes. Movesets changed, different Pokemon getting new movesets. So I did want to test out this team and see if it still holds up in Season 4. So that's enough chit-chat. Let's hop into the battles. We're hopping into the first battle of the set against NPAC 1-2. Of course, we are leading Skarmory into Toxicroak. This is actually a really positive lead for us. Due to Toxicroak having a fighting type, and we are doing super effective damage. So we're going to be building up quite a bit of energy. He goes into an Umbreon. And we're going to swap into our Shiftry. And Shiftry is a fairly good answer for Umbreon. Umbreon is going to have to be going for those last resorts, which do take quite a bit more energy to get to than the foul plays. And so we should be able to outpace it quite significantly, which is nice. Charge move coming through from the Umbreon. We can survive a last resort, so we are going to choose to not shield this. Last resort comes through, we let that go, we can tank that, and we're just going to be going for Leaf Blades and spamming out quite a bit of neutral damage. As you can see, it's just 3 snarls to get to that Leaf Blade, so Shiftry is going to be putting quite a lot of damage onto this Umbreon. We do get it below half there, and we are already getting close to another Leaf Blade. We are going to shield this up, just because since we outpace it, we can afford to shield here, and we'll still be able to take Switch from them. So we're building up some extra energy, going for the Leaf Blade, and this Leaf Blade will be getting that Umbreon very low. They shouldn't have to shield quite yet, because they can survive it, but it will get it low, as you can see. And at this range, we'll just be able to shield, and then we honestly should be able to snarl down. So even though we are down 2 shields, we will be able to keep that Switch, which is exactly the way that we want it. Yep, and we are able to snarl down, which is perfect. We have a ton of loaded energy, so we'll be able to get those shields back. Toxicroak comes in, and we're going for the Leaf Blade. Even though this is going to be resisted due to the poison typing, it is still going to do a pretty nice amount of damage. We do get that first shield, and we go for the back-to-back Leaf Blades, and this will probably get it to about half health if it does go through. Which it does, that does connect. And Toxicroak is going to be able to counter down. We're going to, of course, come in with our Skarmory since we'll be doing super effective damage, and we are able to get to the Sky Attack. The Toxicroak is going to need to use that last shield or it's going to be taken out. So Toxicroak does use the shield and switches out into the Azumarill. This is perfect. And from here, we have this game in hand. It is all over from here, to be honest. We're going to be going for the Frenzy Plant. This will not take out the Azumarill, but it will get it low enough, so we'll be able to just Vine Whip down after the fact. Charge move coming through. Even though this isn't Ice Beam, Meganium is very tanky, so it can survive an Ice Beam. As you can see, Ice Beam does over half, but we can still survive it, and we'll just be able to Vine Whip down the Azumarill. And then we'll have a Frenzy Plant ready for the Toxicroak. We do lose CMP to Toxicroak. This will need to be a Sludge Bomb because a Mud Bomb would not take us out. It is a Sludge Bomb that does take us out, and we'll be able to come back in with the Skarmory, and then we'll just be able to farm down and take the win. So good game to my opponent, off to a great start, 1-0. As you can see, the main goal of the Double Grass strategy is to safe swap into Shiftry to bait out their grass counter, but in that particular situation, since we did win the lead, just by preserving our switch advantage, we were able to preserve that really favorable matchup up front and take that game. So in game 2, we get a Shiftry lead, so this is another really good lead for us. So from here on out, rather than state swapping, our main goal is typically just going to be to try and preserve that switch advantage. They go into Drifblim, and here I do decide to stay in because my back line doesn't have an answer for a flying type. So even though I did have a good matchup up front, my goal is going to be to try and apply some pressure to the health or shields of the Drifblim and wait for it to throw its energy. So charge move coming through, I'm going to let this go. We are up a shield, and from here I'm going to let this go, even though it is a Shadow Ball because we can survive it. And I'm going to be going into my Shiftry. The reason being is those foul plays will be connecting for super effective damage. Charge move coming through. This will be the Icy Wind. Shiftry is very glassy, so I do decide to use my first shield here. And we're just going to be building up quite a bit of energy, going for the foul play. And this foul play should take out the Drift Blim if they do decide to not shield. So move coming through, and they let it go, which I honestly think was a big mistake by my opponent, but hey, I will take it. Charge move coming through, and there I do go for the foul play, which I believe is actually the incorrect play. I believe in this matchup you do just want to go for Leaf Blades, because Leaf Blades are slightly more energy efficient. But hey, I mean, damage is damage. We'll take it, and we live and we learn. This is my first time playing with this team this season. Leaf Blade does connect, and we're building up quite a bit of energy here, and we actually do manage to win CMP, which surprised me, because I have a very good PvP IV Shiftry. I believe it's a rank 4, so I have, my attack stat is 2, and so by winning CMP there, that means that they have a 1 or 0 attack Shiftry. So hey, I will happily take it. And they actually throw a Leaf Blade there, which does not KO, but that was a good play because then they're able to snarl down. I'm going to come back in with the Skarmory. They switch into a Stunfisk, and I'm going to counter swap into my Meganium. And from here, we are in a really favorable position. We should be able to just go for the Earthquake, and Earthquakes should, if we can connect, should KO that Stunfisk. We're building up quite a bit of energy, and we actually go for the bait here, knowing that my opponent realizes that he's more than likely going to have to shield in case we did Earthquake. And we successfully bait, we get the last shield, and honestly, we're in great shape because we'll survive this rock slide, we'll be able to shield up the next one, and then we'll be able to get to the Earthquake, which will take out that Stunfisk. So now it's just building up a bunch of energy, and the Stunfisk is building up a bunch as well, and they actually miscount. So they were trying to farm up some extra energy, but they got a little too greedy, weren't able to get the charge move off, so I'm able to take them out, and I keep my shield. So from here, the game's over. There's nothing they'll be able to do. Shiftry comes in and building up some extra energy. They do a good job of over farming there. They farm to 1 Vine Whip before my Frenzy Plant and throw. I let this go because I can comfortably come in with Skarmory, and I'll just need to shield once and I'll be able to farm down for the win. So a good game to my opponent there, and we are able to take game 2. And so the first 2 games really show that if you have a good lead, the importance of preserving that switch advantage, because as discussed, the goal of this team is usually to safe swap Shiftry, but if you get a good lead up front, it's definitely important to preserve that positive matchup up front. And in the first game, I was willing to go down 2 shields to do so. Third game, we're going up against Green 0922, and he does have a bit of a green going with like the hair, so I definitely like the aesthetic there. Nicely done. Hopping into the match here, taking a little bit longer to load than normal, so it's definitely possible that it could error out. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, this is taking forever, I'll be honest. Yep, definitely errors out, so I'm just going to claim those rewards and hop right back in. So this one is against Aeron, Fitu S8. Rocking the Mimikyu hat, which is a personal favorite of mine, leading Skarmory into Metachan. And this is another actually good lead for Skarmory, purely based off the fact that it does have a fighting typing, so we are going to be dealing super effective damage with those air slashes. Charge move coming through, that was a little fast, so I'm guessing this is just a power-up punch. Although as you can see, those counters being neutral do start to add up on the Skarmory, especially after those power-up punches increases their attack. We do go for the Sky attack on the Metachan. Metachan is fairly tanky, so even if this connects, it wouldn't KO. Although we do get the shield, and as you can see, we are already in the yellows. This is actually not looking too good. We are going to need to expend a shield because we are falling behind, because those power-up punches are really ramping up those counters. And here I decide I'm going to need to throw the Sky attack to try and get the last shield, and then I'll need to switch out so that I don't get farmed down. So Sky attack coming through, they're almost assuredly going to shield this because they won't switch. Yep, they do. And, oh, it looks like that past home slice actually stayed in, so Not what I was expecting, and here again I make a mistake. Should not come in with Shift Tree there, because Shift Tree is going to be taking super effective damage from the counters as well as the Ice Punch. And he gets to another move. This will just be the power-up punch, just judging based off of the energy. Yep, it is a power-up punch, but look, that hits us for super effective. So now we are in trouble. And what comes in but a Fortress? Oh, absolute Spice Lord, a man after my own heart. You love to see it. I go for the foul play, that does connect, and I switch into my Meganium. And Fortress does have that steel typing, so if I can get to the Earthquake, that should be enough to take out the Fortress, since it is going to be heavily resisting any grass move I throw at it. They go for a Sand Tomb to lower my defense, so interesting play there for sure. We are able to get to the Earthquake. This is going to be taking out the Fortress, and it all depends what they have in back. We are hoping it's something that grass can handle, because that's all we have left at this point, and it's a Dugong. A Legacy Dugong. We are able to get to the charge move here, and this will come close to taking it out, but not quite, unfortunately. So we do land the Frenzy Plant. That gets it pretty close, and we're just trying to Vine Whip down, and we Simulfeint, but we are able to take the match because we had the remnants of Shift Tree in the back. So even though we didn't play that as well as we could have, we are still able to take the win. And that just shows the power of this team, even in Season 4, with the buffed bug types as well as buffed Galvantula. This team is still holding its own. I will say I haven't been seeing as many Galvantula over the last couple days compared to the first few days of the season. Here, this isn't a great lead, so we're immediately going to safe swap into Shift Tree to draw out their grass counter, because we'll be doing super effective here with our Leaf Blades, and they switch in a Hypno. So they don't have a good answer to Shift Tree, and if this foul play connects, then this will be doing huge damage. Foul play coming through, and it connects. And my opponent just leaves the match. Gotta say, that is the fastest rage quit I have seen this season. Let me know down below in the comments if you've seen someone quit faster than that. That was a matter of seconds. That is incredible. So here, honestly, things are looking great. We are 4-0, and we've shown that this team does really hold its own, especially in terms of winning the lead matchup or with switching out. I believe in my total sets, because I ran it for all 5 sets today, I went 15-10, so definite positive matchup. And here we encounter a new meta monster in Mew. A lot of people have been running Mew with the newly buffed Flame Charge as well as Wild Charge. And Flame Charge is going to be doing super effective damage onto our Skarmory. So they're going for the Flame Charge here, and this is going to be raising their attack. So it is making that Mew even stronger. We're going for our Sky Attack, because Mew, while it can output a lot of energy and a lot of damage, isn't the most tanky Pokemon, so they are going to expend a shield. We're going to immediately swap into Shift Tree, and our goal here is either to take it out, and as you can see, lag prevented me from getting to another fast move there, which was definitely unfortunate. Going for another Flame Charge, so this Mew is just roided, and they actually switch out, which is huge. That was my goal by me personally switching out, was hoping to have them switch out, because Mew, if you get enough Flame Charges, is going to be doing a ton of damage. That Umbreon comes in, and we have a lot of stored energy, so we should be able to pressure the health and shields of Umbreon, since we are 2 Leaf Blades ahead. And look, we have already basically gotten it lower than we are, and we are able to sneak that Snarling, which is huge, because we can tank this last resort, and then we'll be able to outpace it. So we'll be able to get to this Leaf Blade and the next before they get to their next last resort. So we're going for the first Leaf Blade here. And this is going to be getting that Umbreon pretty low. Won't take it out or anything. Yes, that does get it very low. And we're building up some extra energy, and we are able to get to another Leaf Blade. That's one reason I love Shift Tree. How fast it gets the charge moves, absolutely unbeatable. And we're able to take switch advantage, which is huge. That Mew comes back in, and we go for the Leaf Blade just to get some damage off. As discussed, Mew is a fairly squishy Pokemon. So if we can land that here, and unfortunately I do have some lag, so I only get it great, but hey, you know what? We still got the shield. I'll take it. No questions asked. And there we get to the Leaf Blade. He actually switches into the Azu to catch this charge move, probably hoping it was a foul play, but we were going for the Leaf Blade. So that's going to be doing super effective damage. From here, I can safely switch into Meganium. My goal is, since he has no more shields, I'm going to build up to 2 Frenzy Plants. I'm going to use the first one on Azumarill, and then I'm going to use the second one on Mew, and Meganium can take an Ice Beam. So here, I actually decide to save the shield for Mew in case Mew throws, so we get to 2 Frenzy Plants. The first one will be taking out the Azumarill. You can see here, and then the second one will be to throw immediately on the Mew, and just in case the Mew is at a charge move like it is, we're able to use that shield to shield the Flame Charge, and then we'll be able to take it out with the Frenzy Plant. So even a Mew up front with a fire move and this team being triple weak to fire, we are still able to take the win. So at the end of the day, what it comes down to is just knowing how to play your situation, because we didn't have a very favorable matchup in that game. That Mew is able to hit our entire team for super effective damage, and we were still able to get the win. And I will say, I did see only one Galvantula in the sets I did today, but we were able to take the win. Because Galvantula, while it can also do super effective damage on all of our Pokemon, it's a pretty squishy mon. So if you can get shields down, it's a lot more vulnerable. But anyways, in conclusion, I think that the Caleb Peng Skarmory Double Grass team really holds up in Season 4. It is a really, really solid pick, especially with a lot of the quote-unquote grass hole teams going around. If you love Double Grass, but you don't want to be one of those guys like I am, this is a really great alternative. The Mons aren't too difficult to make. In terms of, I feel like they're fairly accessible. 2 of them have had community days, and the third one is a reward from Go Battle League itself, and it's a team that can really help you rise in the ranks. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button so that way you see all of my upcoming videos as well as any upcoming live streams, and I will see you guys in the next one.